Good morning, good evening, and good day. Thank you so much for watching Attack Power Gaming. Today, I actually have a visitor on the stream. It is Vampiro. He runs his own channel here on YouTube. He makes some great content, Steel Division 2, Age of Empires 4, and a little bit of, I'm blanking on the other one, Vampiro, but you can let him know. So give a hello there.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thanks a lot Attack Power for having me for this exciting match.
Yeah, so our match that we are casting today is the finals of the Rookie Tournament that took place in Hobotango's clan. If you don't know what that is either, I will link both Vampiro's channel and Hobotango's Discord down below. You can sign up for that. It's a fun clan to be a part of. He's a YouTuber as well. Right now he's living in the woods. So when he's back in October, he will start making all that good old SD2 content and such again. So we're here in the final round between Durdles and Stardekk. Durdles is playing, they're both playing Hobo's favorite divisions. The 7th Estonian on balance for Durdles, and Panzerverband Strachwitz on Maverick for him. And remember, this is on the new patch, so we're seeing that new Maverick and balanced income there. Vampiro, what are your thoughts here on these divisions?
Yeah, obviously both are the best divisions in the game according to Hobotango, so I have to say they are both really good. But interestingly enough, the Stardekk lost in the first match using 7th Estonian against Panzer Hermann Göring, and now he is facing 7th Estonian. And yeah, if you play 7th Estonian right, it can be super powerful. If you micro your mortars and spam your mustards. But Strachwitz also has some nice tools and some lightly armored cars, armored stuff, so it will be an exciting clash.
Yeah, I think it's really important that Stardekk really leverages his armor, because 7th Estonian can be a little lacking in the AT department.
Yeah.
So if he can, he's going to really need to make sure he tries to leverage that, because he really is not going to win in the infantry department. 7th Estonian's got a really strong infantry tab. If we zoom in here, over here on Stardekk, on the blue side first, up top in the north, we have a little Flampanzer.
Yeah.
Love that, actually. We have a PaK 40, some FDKFZs, 251Ds, which are like HE cannons, which I actually think are quite good at the end of the day. We have a leader here in the Panzer III Fjör, Panzer II Lux, some Pioneers and Panzergrens, and some more of those, and some... Oh, I'm not a fan of the PZB 39. These are really bad. Not a fan of those. And also, I would note for him, just for learning purposes, I always put the motorcycles in the front because they're faster anyway, and then they're going to have to waste their time getting past all these other vehicles. So you should kind of set up fastest to slowest when you set up on roads and stuff.
And you want to use the PZB 39 to force your enemy to unload early, so you really need to be up front.
Yeah. And I mean, these are really bad. They don't even kill transports in one hit. They're pretty awful. And then down south, we've got a couple more, kind of the same setup here with double Flampanzer, the leader Panzer III, some Erkundungs, and some Panzer Grenadiers. And don't forget as well, Panzer Grenadiers have been buffed with some more ammo, which sounds like a lame buff, but it was actually really important because they basically shot for 3 seconds and then they were done shooting.
Yeah, and he's using lots of SDKFZ 251/1, and the price went down in the new patch from 10 to 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go.
That makes him quite viable.
That's right. Half-tracks have been buffed a good bit, and that's really important. Over here on red side with Durdles, down south, we have T-26s, which should do really well in the town. Whole lot of Mustad. I just call them mustard men, because that's what it looks like when you read it really fast. Some flamer down there and some machine guns. And then up a little bit north from there, we have a T-70, some recon troops, more mustard men, some Tanko Destiniki, and some AA early, along with a KV-1S, which will be key to holding off some of that armor out of Stardekk. And up north, we have mostly infantry with some 45 mils. I love 45 mils personally. The light AT guns, I think they get a lot of value. Yeah, and just basically just mustard man spam.
Yeah, I think the double-vetted M42 can be super helpful in A phase. It's almost like a machine gun, like the Breda, for example, a bit.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Yeah, and the blue deployment for Stardekk, he's trying to push hard both in the north and the south, and here we go, it's starting.
Yeah, and it's on Stardekk here to take advantage, take it early, because he's on Maverick. So he needs to push early and push aggressively. Now he has the AR-196 coming in the south. Love this. I love recon planes with bombs. I think they're just super duper effective. You're getting double the value out of them. Looks like he forgot to move his Panzerschreck, which is a little bit of a shame, but he notices it in time. He should still have plenty of time to get to the front.
Mm-hmm. Yet only 50 points for the Recon plane. If it kills the pack, for example, it's already paid for it. Plus you get all the Recon information. Super helpful.
Yeah, and I will say this is one of the weaker recon bombers. It's only got 250 kilogram bombs, so it's not likely to kill a 7-man like Pack 40 squad, but maybe it can take out a 45 mil or a machine gun that's not in cover. Durdles taking an early advantage here, but that's of course because he gets the allied speed. The Pack 40 up north has deployed, starting to lay down some HE fire on that Maximum in the front. The PZB has deployed, and truthfully its usefulness is already over because it didn't really stop anything from doing anything. And it appears too that Stardekk does not have auto cover on, which me personally I'm not a fan of because I make mistakes and I need the computer to help me sometimes.
Yeah, I have auto cover switched off as well actually because I'm scared that my units lose line of sight in town fights, for example, if I position them on the road.
I understand. Yeah, I get the argument. For me, I always think there's more likelihood that I'm going to make a mistake than the auto cover is going to cause a mistake.
Yeah.
Down south here, we have a major push with his half tracks. This is not very common to see, but I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But he's got to move them out from the open here. These T-26s are eventually going to get around the corner, and they're going to shred these half tracks if he's not careful.
There's only the Panzerführer to maybe defeat the T-26Es. And the flamethrower in action. It's actually flamethrower tank against the tank at Thessaloniki.
It should do really, really well. It should excel against this division, actually, because he doesn't have a ton, especially it looks like here in A-phase, he has basically no AT on his infantry. So this Flampanzer should be able to drive through these guys with impunity.
Yeah.
Up north, relatively quiet. Top of the hill there, Stardekk has taken that position, and the Mustad line is approaching here. But this Lux actually should be able to tear these things apart as long as that T-70 doesn't get to take a chunk out of it here, which it may.
Yeah.
And it immediately lands a hit and a penetration, but loader knocked out. This could give the Lux a chance. Panzerschreck's in position if it fires, and it does. Takes out the T-70. Now that hill should be easily held. Those Mustad have nothing to do against those.
They will fall back and then attack again automatically, but it won't help them.
He's down south again. The Panzer Grenadier with the Panzer fails to get into range. The Flampanzer's still dominating. It's a second one, actually. The first one did die to those T-26s. And now it looks like he's trying to use his SDKFZ against the T-26, which is, wow, okay.
Wow.
Okay. The heat shell, I guess, out of that thing. I forgot they even have heat shells, which I guess are actually really strong. If you're that close and they don't miss, they can do the work.
Yeah, with 100mm penetration. 20% accuracy. Yeah, and there's the BA-20. That's a really good unit. He's pushing forward now. Durdles realizing that there might be some open ground in the middle, but it's possibly too late because Stardekk is already reinforcing the central hill, and that will be enough to stop the Mustards with the MG42 and the Panzergrants.
The thing is, though, despite how good it looks like Stardekk is doing, he's still only a 1410. The two flags in the town he does not have now. He just made a major push here down in the south. If that SDKFZ can take out the T-70, then he will really be in a commanding position. But it doesn't look like he wants anything to do with that. He's just driving on by. Up north, a 45 mil on the hill goes down, and Mustad push across the open grounds, being harassed by the MG42 and the Panzer Grenadiers. T-70, though, providing a little bit of support there. Still 1311 in Durdles. Favored the SDKFZ down south goes down, so he's going to re-lose that flag as well.
Yeah, and he brought the 82mm mortar instead of the smaller mortar, which has 840-meter range for this division. So it was a waste of points, actually.
Yeah, it's a little too short. Down south, we have a Panzerverband, 150mm. This should, depending on where he drops it, could do some damage. The Panzer III engaging that T-70 bounces the first shot, and T-70 bounces a shot as well.
He's going for the flag. I think he will suppress the tanker Thessaloniki, and there's a Panzer IV coming in. He will be able to most likely take the flag in the southern town.
So one thing I would suggest for newer players, we're seeing Stardekk leave a lot of troops in transports, which is kind of bad. Because of course, I shouldn't even say kind of, it's really bad. Because then obviously when the transport dies, your troops die as well. So what I would suggest for newer players, try to get into the habit when you click on a reinforcement up in the top, then click your fast unload button, and then when you drop down the infantry unit, when they arrive at their point, they will automatically unload. You don't have to remember to unload your troops. It will save a lot of transport snipes.
Yeah, that's super important. Yeah, you can see it when you click on the unit.
So the mobile wagon is moving forward down south. I'm not a fan of these troops being so far out of cover, like out in the open. They're really dangerous. All Durdles has to do is drive anything with some AT power around the corner, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. In the center, KV-1 is pushing forward, lining up against this Panzer IV. Let's see which can take the day here. At this range, well, then again, the Panzer IV bounced that KV-1 shell.
Yeah, that's a bit lucky. It's because of the distance a bit.
Oh, we have one pen for the Panzer IV and another one coming here, and the KV-1 goes down. That was, I'd actually say, kind of lucky for the Panzer IV. I would think the KV-1 would win that most of the time.
It's not even scratched.
Yeah. A Tiger coming in as well, quite heavy. He does need some recon here, though. He can't even see that AA on the hill, which would be really helpful to take out. Down south, Stardekk is starting to chunk away some of this infantry, but the armor is starting to build up as well, which he's going to have a hard time getting through. None of his infantry at this point really have any AT at all down there, so that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and in the meantime, his Panzer IV went down as well. The one in the town.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know.
And this is one of the strengths of the 7th Estonian. You've got your T26 spam combined with Mustard Mantlet, some very good CQC Tanko Desaniki, and then the KV-1 to deal with anything that's heavier. He's obviously lacking his mortar. If you play 7th Estonian, in my opinion, you have to take those support tab mortars with 800-ish meter range because they are so super powerful in town fights and forest fights. For I think 15 points.
Panzerschreck down south, taking out one of these T-26Es, which is actually really important. He needs to take out all this supporting armor because it's very easy for that armor to actually overwhelm things like Panzer IVs at closer range. The Tigers, they of course will have no chance against, but the Tiger really can't get into the town safely. We're back to a 12-12, which is not good because we're about to head into B phase. And as a Maverick player, you really want to have at least kind of a +1. Now, he did just pick up the +1, so that's definitely good. Now, he just dropped a Pack 40 in the middle of nowhere, which I can't really support. Maybe that was a last minute, like, oh crap sort of thing, but now it's going to get gunned down by this Maxim pretty quickly.
Yeah. And there's an Su-85 approaching in the center for Durdles. It's only 1 and not 2, and it will be outranged by the Tiger. But the distance, he's not making use of the distance with the Tiger. It's a bit too close to the enemy lines.
And the SU gets the first shot, but the Tiger does bounce that shot, so it still has a chance to respond safely. He really should be at this point. Oh, first pen right away. Yeah. The Tiger should just be backing up and get out of range of the Su-85 so it can continue to shoot safely. Yes. But it looks like here it will take it out anyway, so
and again,
no harm, no foul.
Tiger barely scratched. It's similar to the other engagement with the Panzer IV and the KV-1 that Durdles got a bit lucky with, Stardekk got a bit lucky with the RNG.
Yep, now the Panzer IV did just go down to that Su-2, which is a really strong plane. It's one of the few like good anti-tank rocket planes in the game. And coupled with the fact it's got some recon, it's just lovely. On the flip side, though, Durdles has made a wonderful push onto the opposing hill here in the middle, which is really causing a lot of trouble for Stardekk. And unfortunately, Stardekk's just bringing in armor to counter this, and he needs some infantry to get into this forest. Otherwise, he's never going to get these flags back.
Yeah. The Tiger taking out the AA now, but he lost line of sight apparently. No vision, there's lack of recon.
Yeah, he does have finally some recon coming in here with the Okadungs. Up north, he still holds that hill pretty well. Most of the infantry from Durdles has been killed off. Panzer IV just kind of chilling out in the open here. I would honestly even give this T-70 a chance. I am not a believer in the Panzer IV's armor at all. It's like paper, but it does just fine here. And maybe he'll take out these tanky Desaniki. in this transport if the Panzer IV lines up fast enough here, and it does. Still, we are now into Phase B, and Durdles is still holding the advantage here, and yeah, this is not where Stardekk needs to be on his Maverick income.
Tiger engaging the KV-1 at the river, and looks like the KV-1 will go down.
Unless he notices it. It's right at the edge of the Tiger's range.
Out of range, yeah. Out of range of the KV-1.
Panzer II Lux goes down in the town against the T-26E. I want to stress to newer players to not underestimate light armor. Light armor can be extremely valuable. Basically anything that has armor essentially automatically trumps any sort of infantry. Oh, I don't know why he's backing the Tiger up. What's he doing? No! He never finished the KV-1 and he just... Oh, that's a bummer. Anyway, you know, do not underestimate the power of some light armor. It gives you so much advantage when fighting infantry because infantry just can't fight back against it. And you could just put it's so cheap. It's such a cheap investment. Like a T-26E, I think is cheaper. Yeah, it's 20 points. It's cheaper than most infantry squads. So you're getting a tank for less than an infantry squad. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. And if you bring them in packs of 2 or 3 or even 4, you can surround higher value targets, higher value armor targets, and try to side shot them. In particular in town fights, you have a good chance.
Absolutely. This mobile wagon trying to take down this IL-2M3, it did stress it out enough that the Panzer IV did not die from the cluster attack. Now the 82 mil is coming in for that hill. I'm not sure Stardekk's gonna be able to hold this northern hill because he just has so little infantry.
Yeah.
And this is my problem with Panzerverband Strachwitz. Strachwitz. I like infantry, and a division that is so light on infantry like this really does not jive for me.
Yeah. But he's now pushing with the cheaper SDKFZs, fighting the Maxim and the Lux, supported by a leader. I think in the current meta, the leader play is becoming more and more important. When people start buffing up their infantry, it makes a huge difference. I just did some test matches with Flix, and he made full use of the command chain with the new divisions, and that's super powerful if you get them triple vetted or at least double vetted.
Oh yeah, veterancy is absolutely key to winning your fights. I rarely bring infantry in under 1 vet because getting them to 2-star is honestly almost necessary, I feel, for them to truly be effective. And once you get them to 3-star, then they really start to actually do some damage. You start to feel their power. If he can take out now, if this Panzer II Lux takes out this AA, that hill will be very much his. There's really no infantry there at all. So that could be huge. He needs to move this Tiger. Well, the Tiger's in an okay position, I guess, but this KV-1S is going to come over this hill, take out some of this recon, and that could be problematic. Although Stardekk finally has the 15-9 he's been hunting for, and we have a 15-minute clock here for Durdles with 7 minutes still left in B phase. And up north here, the Flampanzer the armor's been killed, and now he gets to just chase down these mustard men. This could be bad.
Yeah, one of the most exciting uses of Flampanzers I've seen. I think they've been buffed a couple of patches ago, a little bit.
They did. Their range got bumped up to 160 meters of range, which was badly needed. Basically, all the flame vehicles were buffed. So that's actually a nice change because honestly, they were completely useless before. Yeah. And now we're starting to see Stardekk take advantage of his infantry bonus here. He's amassing quite an amount of armor here. The T-26 spam is running out. Yeah. Essentially, he's killing off.
And the off-map will ensure that nothing will prevail next to the flag.
Yep. He just lost another T-26 up north, and the northern front here for Durdles is kind of collapsing. He doesn't really have much coming in. He's a Churchill 4, which, while can do pretty well, is going to need to get into range, and there's not much else there, and it's going to take a while for that Churchill to ever get to the front.
It's one of the slowest tanks in the game.
Yeah, this is now Stardekk's getting a little too aggressive with his Flampanzers, and I know they're not expensive or impressive, but I'm not a fan of throwing them away either, although he's going to pick up a surrender on this Pioneer. There we go, okay.
And there's only one Lascurity DP, but it's pinned down. There's another Churchill next to the Su-76. So, but he has only a short window of line of sight.
We do see the Tiger has moved up. It does have a little bit of air cover with the SDK of Z71, and don't forget these have also been buffed as well. All flak-vittling weapons have been buffed, and we are at an 18-6 now, a triple tick. Stardekk is running him down at this point. This is quite an impressive push from him, especially after struggling through all of Phase A.
Yeah, Flammenpanzer goes down, I think to the Churchill possibly. And the off-map is incoming.
Durdles manages to push it back to a 16-8, so at least it's no longer the triple tick. The SDK of Z71 manages to defend the Tiger well enough from the SU-2 from getting it killed. The damage is definitely significant, though. We have a Year 2 coming in. This is the big boy. The big... Oh my god, is he getting shot down by the AR-196?
That would be
no
hilarious.
way. Oh my god, no. No. Oh no. It's so bad.
It's the kill of the match.
Oh man, and that was like the nuke one. That's the one that drops 3 1,000-kilogram bombs and just deletes everything. Oh. Yeah. Wow. That was a first for me. I've never seen a dinky recon plane like that shoot down a bomber.
Yeah, and it survived. Yeah.
Oh, and I will say, from Durdles' perspective, that was not a good call-in, and not even because it got shot down or anything like that. He needs troops on the ground.
Yeah.
He needs troops at this point. To waste 140 points on a plane when you're in this dangerous of a position is not the right call-in. Even if that had dropped and he had, wiped out 2 or 3 units on this hill, that's not solving his problems. That's not capturing ground. That's not plugging holes in his line. He really needs to be focusing on getting troops on the ground. Maybe some support weapons. Okay, I understand. But outside of that, he needs real troops. Now, he did take out the Panzer III up north. His Churchill and KV-1 finally getting in. But now, unfortunately, the Tiger is now posted up on this hill. It needs to be moved forward a little bit to get a little bit better line of sight, I think. But it is in a good position. So now, basically, reinforcements are kind of cut off. And a Focke-Wulf just took out an Su-76. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe it was the T-34. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, here in the south, yeah. Yeah, and there's no strong point left for Durdles at the moment. Maybe the town a little bit.
He's definitely got a good presence in the town, and part of it is, too, that Stardekk really does not have much infantry again. I mean, he is playing very vehicle-heavy, which is how this division plays, but I would still be nervous with how little infantry he actually has in the field. I mean, at this point, because of the open ground up north, that the armor does great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But in this town and in these forested areas, having so little infantry can be a little. It's you're taking a risk.
Yeah, and now the Panzerwerfer denying the push of the one mustard mantlet. It's a bit of waste of ammunition.
I guess the SDK of Z71 got taken out by something, and now this IL-2 got in on the Tiger and will take it out.
Yeah.
But it may go down despite its heroic actions. Once again, the off-map getting in on that kill.
Yeah.
I forgot the off-map has 2 20mm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And even 2 bombs. So you can use it after the off-maps. It's another mean plane.
Neat. Yeah, I like that. These AR-196s are really... They're pulling their weight.
And radio.
Because why not?
Yeah. They put like everything they could into that plane. Now the Churchills will get hit, at least one of them, by the off-map. And the Tiger will survive against the SU.
And really, at this point, he should have driven this KV-1 and Churchill over the hill, because the Su-76 could have side shot at this Tiger and actually had a chance. Instead, now he's just sending his armor piecemeal against this Tiger, and it's going to easily be able to kill this Su-76.
Yeah, and he has seen the off-map plane possibly, so it's risky to not start moving your troops. And there's a Wurfrahmen coming in now, as well in the north.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of opportunity here for Durdles to get back into this. He just has so. I mean, in the north, his troops have been decimated. He really does not have any like long range AT that can really kill this Tiger. His only chance is if these KV-1 and Churchill can take it out, but I strongly doubt they will. The KV-1's going to die here after another hit, unless the Tiger turns kind of stupid. But the Churchill's not coming over the hill fast enough. The KV-1's going to go down here on this next shot. The Churchill's going to crawl up over the hill, and it's going to die here soon.
And the missing.
Oh.
Missing
and truthfully,
again.
it doesn't even have the penetration to kill the Tiger.
Yeah.
Like even if it landed, it didn't matter. It wasn't penetrating it.
Yeah. Now the Wrecking Plate is trying to side shot the Tiger. Oh no, frontal shot. Yeah, but it's good micro again by Stardekk. He's moving back his Tiger that saved the Tiger.
Yep, down south though, T-26 has picked up a flag again in the town. That lack of infantry is kind of leaving him out there because he lost his tanks.
Yeah.
He's bringing a Panzer II Lukes, but I'm not sure that's going to change much at this point. The Churchill can easily take that out.
Yeah, and there's no AT infantry left.
Yeah, now unfortunately Durdles does not know that. You know, you can't just, I mean, you can't just drive your tank in assuming none of the infantry have AT.
That's true. Yeah, and there's still the Panzerschreck from the very beginning, chilling on the road, having a coffee break. Bottom right.
Oh yeah, he never moved it. He's got a Panther moving in up north, almost a little bit too much. And now Durdles is bringing a 300mm Andrusia, and it's just, I understand the thought process, like, oh, I can't get in. Oh my God, a Panzer II Lukes just took out a T-34.
That was quite the performance.
Yeah, wow. Did these get buffed at some point and I just didn't know that?
I'm not sure.
I've seen them kill a lot of armored targets, and that's really not what they're for.
Yeah, it's overperforming. It's only 45mm penetration.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it even did that, honestly. But anyway, this 300mm Andrusia, I understand the concept, like, oh, I'll bomb their stuff, I'll be able to move in, you know, and get stuff back, but he needs boots on the ground. Now, it's finally Phase C. We're 2 minutes into Phase C, so, you know, the income favors him now pretty significantly.
Yeah, he needs to get to 1410.
Even have a chance at this point.
Yeah.
Now, he is doing quite well down south.
Yeah.
His infantry are doing quite well against Stardekk's infantry, so he might be able to take out this chunk of troops down here in the south. It doesn't look like Stardekk's noticed that they're pinned down and just kind of melting away bit by bit here. He's got 2 Panthers now moved in. He needs to move his AA up a bit because in order to actually cover off this Panther and stuff, having him sit that far back is not going to be enough. Although the mobile wagon in the front lines is a little much. That is not what I meant.
It's very aggressive play.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I meant. This feels like a misclick of some sort because there's no reason for this to be happening. The mobile wagon's going to shoot at the T-34. This is oh no. Uh-oh. Just stop.
And the Tiger survived the Andreyusha.
The AR-196 is going to take out that Andrusha? Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, that's bad.
2 50-kilogram bombs can do wonders.
Yeah, that was bad. The mobile wagon goes down, though. That is also quite bad.
Yeah.
Panther's going to take out that T-34. Then there's literally going to be nothing left up here other than this 82mm mortar, which is not good.
Yeah, he's sending in some mustards, but they won't, spicing up the sausage enough. Because, there's too much armor.
Yeah, and now another strike from the Werfrahmen 280mm down south is going to wipe out this push that he was doing pretty well in. Oh, the Churchill goes down as well. Oh my.
It's very unfortunate for Durdles.
Yeah, and the Panzerwerfer is going to do the same sort of thing a little bit north of that position as well, still in the town. It's probably not going to kill any tanks, but it's going to stop this incoming push and maybe even take out some of those infantry.
Yeah, and the flak swapped over to Stardekk.
We're back to a 18-6, so the flags are ticking extra fast once again. Stardekk's making an unnecessary push with his Pioneers up north, but I can't really say it's unnecessary. It is capturing him this flag and giving him that 18-6, I suppose.
And I think he wants to go into the forest and then, just annoy the mustards. Because that's what you can expect.
Yeah, they should be able to overwhelm that, though. One grenade thrower is not taking on 3 squads of giant super squads of infantry. But only 43 seconds remaining. I don't see Durdles getting out of the double tick here, especially with the layers of armor that Stardekk has built up here. And this is how you can counter 7th Estonian quite well. They can really struggle to kill tanks. If you put some nice AA down to keep their AT planes out of the air, they don't have much else. Su-85s, but not much more than that.
Yeah, you need to push into the correct positions with 7th Estonian. Make good use of the M42 guns at close range. Lay down traps and then push through a forest or a town to get your points. And there's the GG.
It is. We have 26 minutes and 15 seconds here in Shadrin. Statistically, Stardekk pretty much dominated the kill deaths. Had 29-60 in the kills versus 16-35 in the kills for Durdles. Great game to both of them, though. Sometimes things just don't fall your way. You play and things just don't work out. If we hop over to the kills here, let's see if we have any standouts for Durdles. KV-1 did pretty well. The Churchill 4 did clean up a whole lot of that light armor there. That's about it, though. Loss-wise, we had a Pioneer do quite well. The Tiger E that we saw, killing all kinds of tanks. That paid itself off. Look at this Panzer II. Oh, my God. Look at that Panzer II. That looks killed... It was the one that killed a T-34, a T-26. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it traveled quite a while. And also, the T-34 also did a great job killing lots of armor.
Yeah, the 85 there. Yeah, Mobile Wagon killed a lot of stuff that wasn't in the air. It's impressive. Tiger also did a ton of work. Yeah, I just think Durdles did not use the armor he had to its full advantage. And I think he had a really hard time dealing with the heavier armor out of the Axis side, and that really kind of sealed his fate. And I actually think if Stardekk counterpicked 7th Estonian with Panzerverband, I actually think that's a pretty good play. Because all the light armor and stuff out of his division can be really an annoyance for 7th Estonian to deal with. Because a lot of their infantry does not have AT, especially because you're relying on your mustard men to, do the majority of your work. They can't kill stuff that has armor, and you can just kind of roll them over.
Yeah.
So, anything else to add there, Vampiro?
Yeah, we just have to take a look and appreciate the Arado 196, both of them. One killed a YER-2 bomber and the Andreyusha, and the other one killed an IL-2MR.
Oh my goodness gracious, these things I need to try these out.
Yeah. Yeah, but both players did a good job, and it was a super aggressive and risky push, but I think by Stardekk, because he didn't really focus on the center at all and just relied on the push in the north and the south, put lots of boots on the ground, and the cheap planes then later on, and and I think that Durdles was a bit too spread out, so he couldn't punch through enemy lines anywhere. And you need to do that, I think, with 7th Estonian. Even if you play balanced, you need to get into good positions.
Yeah, I think so, too. And I do think, too, there's a factor that, as a balanced player, you have to play a little bit differently against Maverick now because of the new points, the new income change. Maverick's not really any stronger than you are in A phase anymore. So you actually have to, I almost think, play more aggressively in A phase to kind of push them back and get some points early.
Yeah.
And then in B phase, you really got to turtle up because now they have even more of an advantage over you than they did before. So you have to be ready for the onslaught.
Exactly.
You have to kind of you got to take some forward position so you have some flags to work with and kind of lose without actually losing any points. And then kind of work yourself in like a fighting retreat almost, and then be able to fight back hard in C phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, fantastic. It was wonderful co-casting with you, Vampiro. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to my channel and Vampiro's channel. Go check him out. And yeah, I'm looking forward, hopefully, to doing some stuff with Vampiro here in the future. You got anything else to add there, man?
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was great fun for me too. And like and subscribe to ATKPWR Gaming.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day.